So now we move back to the other laughable team from the East Coast area, upper East Coast, Northeast Coast area. Uh, Pittsburgh. We go back to giving them their deserved dookie. They are not making the right decision at quarterback, it appears. Deciding to run back the Aaron Rodgers experience, assuming he's willing to do it because it's Aaron Rodgers, because nothing can ever be set in stone with Aaron Rodgers
Dude, he's
ever,
such a
right?
diva. He is such a diva. It's crazy.
It is the same thing every year. It
It's
is.
unbelievable.
How many years has it been since he it's been 5 straight years of him threatening to retire, right?
Dude, it's been 5 straight years of him threatening to retire, and before that, he was showing off his feet at the press conference, and before that, he was talking about, oh, I hate my life in Green Bay. No quarterback has ever had it worse than me, and then goes to the Jets, but whatever. Like he's just a drama queen, man. Like I hate when he's like, the media, they never leave me alone, and it's like,
And
yeah,
then he'll
because you
actively
agitate.
go on these media shows.
Yeah, because you actively like dude. You book Pat McAfee every week. Of course, the media's gonna talk about you every week. Like, he just drives me insane. But of course, now with his old buddy, his old fling, Mike McCarthy in
Who
Pittsburgh.
This
Um,
is the funniest thing about it. It's not like it's been like 2 years since Mike
it,
McCarthy and Rodgers has
it's been like
played together. It's
eight.
been like a decade.
Yeah, yeah, dude. What the hell?
This should not be happening.
Mike McCarthy's last year was what, 2018. So we're going on 2026.
Yeah, I think it was like 2018. So we're looking at, oh yeah, guys, Mike McCarthy and Rodgers. They're like this. They're like this. Like, no, that's
Of
not
course,
even
dude.
close.
Yeah,
He hated McCarthy, right? Isn't that
dude.
what?
Well, he hated McCarthy. And again, there was this whole thing where he hated McCarthy, and it just didn't work out at the end. Blah blah blah, whatever. And he also apparently hated, and I'm blanking on his name. One of the assistant coaches that Mike McCarthy just brought in, he like hated him. And Aaron Rodgers, known forgiver of grudges, I'm sure is like totally okay working with this guy again. So I don't understand why the Steelers are trying to run back like the 2010 Packers, 15 years too late. But I guess they beat him in a Super Bowl, and they've just been infatuated ever since. But this is like I don't know, a guy and girl, like they date in high school, and then they're like 45, single and broke, and they're like, "Do you guys want to run that back from 1985?" And they're like, what the hell? This to me is such a weird pairing. The fact that the Steelers want him back with McCarthy, the fact that Aaron Rodgers is like, I don't know, should I? He's playing this like cat and mouse game. This is the most dramatic 9-8 I've ever seen in my life. This is insane. We're doing all of this to go 9-8, man. Like, what are we doing right now,
It's the only thing missing is Nathaniel Hackett. That's
dude?
the only thing.
Who's he the OC
He
of now?
signed with Arizona to
Yeah,
be the
dude. If he
OC
wasn't in Arizona, he would be in
in
he would be in
Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh, loving this, dude.
Yeah, but
Anybody heard from Randall Cobb lately? What's he got going on these
yeah,
days? Is he still
from a
kicking
real
it?
standpoint, though,
Yeah,
this is a team that I mean, you already made your announcement of, hey, we're fine with 9-8 by hiring McCarthy. Like that's
yeah,
what you did, and I don't hate McCarthy. I just think Pittsburgh is literally the worst possible spot.
yeah.
I think this is the worst hire Pittsburgh could have made because it is the one team that shouldn't be
Offensive Mike
settling for
Tomlin.
9-8
Yeah,
decides
yeah.
to go with the guy who guarantees you 9-8, 10-7.
Yep.
The one team. And
You
of
are not going to
course,
win more than 10 games, and you're not going to lose more than 7.
you don't win Super Bowls in this league by being complacent. It
Yeah.
doesn't happen. And McCarthy was a complacent hire.
Mm-hmm.
Rodgers would be a complacent pick to play quarterback. This was a guy who averaged the least air yards per attempt in the league by nearly a full yard. He averaged 5.9 yards per attempt, air yards per attempt. He doesn't throw the ball downfield at all. And you don't have the elite after catch playmakers. You don't. You don't have
No.
Tyreek Hill. And even if you could get Tyreek Hill, you probably wouldn't.
Yeah, no.
You would settle for Adam Thielen again. Like they
Dude, Scotty Miller doesn't tickle your fancy? What are you
No, he
talking
doesn't. Scotty Miller does not. It genuinely feels like that's what they do, though. Like there's a period where they had George Pickens and DK Metcalf. That could have been an awesome receiver duo.
Yeah.
But instead they chose to get rid of George Pickens because they didn't want to be awesome. They wanted to be mediocre.
Yeah. Imagining George Pickens and DK Metcalf on a single team though is objectively hilarious.
It would have been
Is
like
objectively
I get
hilarious.
it from a personality standpoint, but like you're the Steelers. Like diva receivers
No,
are what you do.
dude, I think talent is talent. Like if you got two guys that are crash outs, which DK was much more of a crash out this year than Pickens. I think we gotta flip the
Mhm.
script on that a little bit. Like it doesn't matter. Like if you have two really good receivers, those are something that you just don't have. Like you just deal with it. And what do they get in return? Like a fourth? It's not like they
Yeah,
got premium.
exactly.
It's not like they got premium. You know,
It was a fourth. Well, they did it to
and then
avoid the
Pickens put up like what,
contract.
like 1,500 yards this year with Dallas. I mean,
Yeah,
behind CD Lamb.
they
Like
did it to avoid the contract. But either way,
it's because they're paying everybody
you're
on that
paying
defense
DK
who's
Metcalf.
old. Yeah,
DK
yeah.
Metcalf is getting paid like the fourth most money per year.
DK Metcalf's got 150 million guaranteed. Like,
Yeah, like
dude,
what? it
I
was
just
it was terrible process. But on to this year now, there wasn't a head coach you could have hired that would have been worse than McCarthy.
yeah.
I think I don't think there was a single move they could have made that would have just been
Because
a
even if you went with
bigger slap in the face of fans than
even
McCarthy.
if you went with let's say Kubiak, right?
Mhm.
You go with a young offensive guy.
Outside.
He doesn't work. He doesn't work. But you're aiming for that ceiling, right? You're trying to get that ceiling. Right now, you're just saying, yeah, we go 9-8 again. That's fine. It's like
It's so
what's
and
the
like
ceiling with
that's
Mike
what
McCarthy?
the Rodgers move is an extension of that.
Exactly.
I would
It's
rather they trot out Will Howard. I'm not
yes.
kidding.
See what you have in Will Howard.
I would rather that. I would rather they run Wildcat for the entire season, go full 2008 Dolphins. At
Dude,
least there's upside there. You know exactly what this is.
they're
And
picking.
this isn't a team where going 9-8, 10-7 would do much for you as a franchise. It would just make fans upset.
They're picking like 20th, 21st. Go get Ty Simpson. Draft a Ty Simpson. See what you got. Like try something. Like I don't know. Do
It's
something. Try something. Get a quarterback in some way. Don't re-sign Aaron Rodgers because can anybody see Aaron Rodgers walking into Buffalo, Baltimore, Kansas City, and winning a playoff game? Not
no.
on earth.
Can we
Not
even
on
see him
earth.
walking into Cleveland and winning a playoff game?
Well, you assume Cleveland will make the playoffs, but
Well,
that
that's what I'm saying. Like, but this is kind of my thing.
yeah.
At least I could say Cleveland can make like some miraculous run, like on some like 2023 Commanders BS where like no one sees it coming whatsoever.
Whole
Like
division,
I'm saying,
7-10. They're
there are
8-9.
31 teams that could have a playoff win this year. The Steelers are the 32nd.
32.
Like, and I'm
Listen,
not saying they're the worst team in football, but I'm
they're
saying their
30th.
ceiling is legitimately the lowest out of every team in the league.
I would agree. There's a legit argument to be made. Their ceiling is the lowest out of any team.
Yeah, that's
Like
exactly
lowest
what
out
I'm
of any
saying.
team. Their floor is
High,
15th.
yeah, it's
Yeah, like
cool.
15th.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, they're
I know
great. That's
Steelers
great.
fans love hearing that
Who gives
after
a shit?
the
Because
past
guess
decade.
what? I'd rather, and I know this is said all the time. I'd rather go 3-14 and be horrible. All right, get them all out. We're gonna get new draft picks. We're gonna have a whole new batch of players. Then just be 9-8, picking 20th every single year. You know why you haven't been able to get a quarterback? Because you're 9-8 every year. You know,
Spot
like
on.
what
But
quarterback
here's
do
the
we
thing.
get going in the
They
last
could have
third of the
even
draft?
they could have even like brought in Malik Willis, a nice project. Kyler Murray. I would have loved Kyler Murray in Pittsburgh.
Well, Kyler would
That
be
would have been
interesting.
awesome. That would have been
That'd
awesome.
be interesting.
It would be a
At least you're
really cool
trying
story.
something
There's
new with
legitimate
Kyler.
upside. I would rather Tua. I would rather Geno Smith. I would rather
Gino would be solid, actually.
Joe Milton. I would rather Anthony Richardson. I
See,
would
Joe Milton
rather
would just be the
Clayton
anti-Aaron
Tune.
Rodgers offense.
I
They'd
would
just be
rather
ripping bombs all day.
there's so many like there are so many guys. I would rather PJ Walker from the Houston Roughnecks or Jordan Teamu from the St. Louis Battlehawks.
Who's that one
Than
guy? Luis
this.
Perez from the
Like,
Birmingham Stallions.
oh, it's so bad. It is terrible.
It's just I just don't know what like. Can you really look your fans in the eyes and say we're trying our best this year? We're gonna compete. Welcome back, 39-year-old Aaron Rodgers. Like
No.
you can't do that.
It
You
is-
can't do it to your fans. Like it just.
Again,
I don't know. I
he
would
doesn't
be
throw the
irate.
ball downfield unless he sees like a guaranteed one-on-one and then he just throws it up.
Like
Right.
what's the path to success there? You
Well,
think
not
Aaron
only
Rodgers
that.
again turns the clock back 10 years? Your old and an expensive defense turns into the 85 Bears, and Mike McCarthy coaches like it's 2010. Is that the plan? Is that like that's the plan?
Not only
I don't
that,
know.
right? It's not only okay this year, right? Down the line, first off, okay, you're going to go 9-8, which means you're going to have a lower pick. That's stupid. Two, Aaron Rodgers, he doesn't develop guys, right? Kirk Cousins would
Hmm.
have been better hire. At least he would develop Will Howard on the bench.
Yeah.
Aaron Rodgers hates other quarterbacks. He hates guys that compete with him.
Yep.
And then the other thing, too, is you're not going to be able to see these young receivers really develop because they have to operate the Aaron Rodgers short passing game, in breaker, in breaker, in breaker, screen pass, BS.
Get
You're
yelled
not
at for
you're
running the
not
wrong
allowing them
route.
to run a full route tree.
Yeah.
You have to run the Aaron Rodgers offense, and that doesn't allow guys to develop. It is actually like the nightmare scenario.
Yeah. And it's so funny to me because when Mike Tomlin stepped down, like there was a legit opportunity. Like I said, this nexus point of the Steelers franchise where it's like, what direction are we going in? This is an opportunity for us to reset. Mike Tomlin was obviously phenomenal for us. It was 20 years. It was a good 20 years, whatever. Let's reset. Let's regroup. And then it's like, oh, Mike McCarthy's the head coach, and we're bringing back Aaron Rodgers, and it's just like it just feels so anticlimactic for a Steelers fan. And again, like I would ask them like what the plan would be. Like what's the plan? You're gonna go 9-8 with Aaron Rodgers again. Who's how are you gonna get your quarterback in the future? What key young pieces do you have? I don't know. And we talked about this last year with the TJ Watt contract negotiation where it's like if you're gonna sign TJ Watt and he's gonna make all this money, as he's deserved with the type of player he's been, you got to compete soon. Like this is not like a 3-4 year whatever. If you pay TJ Watt, you tell me we can be competitive in the next few years. And that TJ Watt, I mean, he's been collecting his check, and I just don't see the pathway. So then it's like, do you trade TJ Watt? Like, I, you don't make life any easier for your front office. Or I guess the front office will be doing this, but you just don't make life any easier if Aaron Rodgers is the plan going forward.
Hey, at least you like what even is the benefit of going 9-8 at this point? The fans don't like it.
No,
So what like shouldn't that be the priority from a business standpoint? Shouldn't you
I
be trying to
think
give the fans what they
some
want?
people can't shake the allure of the Steelers, like the legacy of the Steelers.
Yeah.
I think that to the Rooney family is more important than sustain long term success. It is we are the Steelers. We are the premier franchise. We are not a losing franchise. We're not the Browns. We are not the Jets. Like we are not one of these loser franchises. And I don't think anybody is putting the Steelers in that same kind of sphere of teams. But I think they just cannot like admit to themselves that we are currently a losing team. I think that it's against the Steelers. It's against their history, their legacy, their whatever. They won't do it. They haven't been losers since ever, really ever.
I mean,
Uh,
no, they were before Chuck Noll, right? When they were
That was 60
well,
years ago.
yeah,
I
that's
mean,
the thing though. That's the thing with Pittsburgh. They
very proud.
sucked. Like early NFL, they were terrible.
Oh
There was
yeah,
a
but
point where they had to merge with the Eagles to become
yeah,
the Pittsburgh
Seagulls.
Steagles, Philadelphia Steagles, one of those two.
I mean,
Terrible
that
team
was
name. I can't
before.
believe
I
that's
mean, the
real.
'70s they were good with Chuck Noll, and then
Yeah.
obviously after the '70s and '80s, Bill Cowher was good. He won a Super Bowl. They
Mhm.
were competitive every year. After Bill Cowher, they got Mike Tomlin. They were competitive every year, won to a few Super Bowls. So this is a team that really hasn't sucked for like we said, 60, 70 years. And I
Mm.
don't think they want to. They don't want to go back into that
But
mode of suck.
them sucking got them the first overall pick, which they used on Terry Bradshaw
There you
and
go.
sparked a dynasty with it.
The Bears sucking got them Caleb Williams. I mean, the
Like
Bears sucked for a
it's
long time. Don't get me
that's
wrong,
what
but
this is, man.
there's
That
benefits.
is how this league operates.